Welcome to Holly's Racing Fantasy. This is your hotspot for weekly NASCAR Cup Series race recaps, latest news, and of course, fantasy picks for the upcoming race. And now, here's your host and the voice of Holly's Racing Fantasy.
I have to say.
What do you have to say?
That race was dreadfully boring until the end.
It was painfully
boring.
Until the last lap.
Until the last lap.
Yeah, that's why I'm wearing my hat tonight.
Yes, I know. Let's get right into it.
Yeah.
Let's get into it. What do you think about that? For those who didn't see, well, let me give a little recap here, a little race recap. Austin Dillon got his first victory of the season.
Yep.
He's going to go far in the playoffs too, I'm sure.
I'm sure he will.
That's terrible of us to say. We're so mean.
That's so mean.
I know, but it's
how he got in.
It is.
It has a lot to do with how he got in.
All right. To be fair, Austin Dillon was leading, and it looked like he really was going to win anyway.
A fast car. He had a fast car for once.
He really did. He had a fast car, and then Ryan Preece brought out the caution. Well, no, Ricky Stenhouse spun Ryan Preece and that brought out the caution.
Yeah.
And as soon as you saw that, you knew it was going to be hell. And so the overtime restart, it was hell.
Yeah.
But you know what? Joey Logano, I picked him in my picks. He was fast. He got the jump.
Yep.
He got out there. Denny Hamlin, who had a great day, honorable mention, had a great day. He was right behind him. But man, come down to turn 3, Austin Dillon just barreled right into.
Yeah, there was no bump and
run. There was no bump and move and run. Yeah. It was a bump and see ya.
Yeah.
Hit Joey Logano right in the rear end.
Yep.
Joey Logano goes off the track. Austin Dillon barrels up, knocks into Denny Hamlin, and Austin Dillon crosses the finish line first.
Yep.
And and as soon as that happened, I said, oh, Lord, someone's going to get beat up on death row. Why would I say that? Because we've been watching Mayor of Kingstown all week. Yeah. Someone's going to get beat up on pit row.
On pit row.
Pit road.
And notice they gave,
Yeah.
So go ahead.
So nobody did get beat up.
No one got beat up because he was holding a baby.
Yes. Austin Dillon got out.
Got out of his car and they handed him a baby because they figured, well, Joey won't kick his ass as long as he's holding a baby. Because who's going to punch a guy while he's holding a baby?
That's very true. But Austin Dillon said it's been 2 years.
Yeah.
Since I've been to Victory Lane. And I had a shot to win. I had a fast car. I wrecked the guy. I hate to do that. Don't they all say that? I hate to do it, but sometimes you got to do it.
Let's pretend. Okay.
And then he was
I haven't had a McRib in a long time.
Okay.
And let's say that local McDonald's is only going to make 100 McRib sandwiches for lunch. And I got stuck in traffic. I got there a little late and I definitely could tell like I'm, 150, 200 behind everybody else. But I'm like, you know what? I haven't had a McRib in a long time. So I'm going to go to the front of the line. I'm going to punch the guy in the face and take his spot. That's exactly what Austin Dillon did.
That's kind of what he did, yeah.
Yeah.
And then he elbowed the second guy in line just to make sure.
And this isn't double A baseball.
Right.
This is supposed to be the top,
Yeah,
this is like your sport.
Yeah.
And you don't get to take something because you think you deserve something. Because you think you deserve a win.
I know. That's a good point.
So I'm not for it. That's why I'm wearing my 22 tonight. I'm wearing the hat for Logano, my boy Logano. Okay. I'm standing Logano. And what did Logano say was great? And when they interviewed him.
I know. I'm trying to find it because
it was so funny.
He said something about that because they know. I wish I had my notebook.
Yeah.
But it was like I was falling asleep until that. Yeah. So I didn't even get to. But he made a joke about, he's out there, praising Jesus. And then he's holding
like, holding
the baby and wrecking people, But
he's wrecking people.
He did say, he was 4 car lengths back, not even close.
Yep.
And then I get the bump and run. I've done that. Yep. But he just drove through me.
Yeah.
So, and Logano's crew chief was frustrated as well. And Denny Hamlin, he said there's no penalties for driving that way. So Austin Dillon could do whatever he wants.
Yep.
He's like, I got hooked in the rear. I was minding my own business. He's like, and you know what? The record book won't care how he won. A win is a win. But he did say he's probably not going to go far in the playoffs because you got to pay your dues on stuff like that.
Yes, you do.
And he's right.
Yeah, he will. I will guarantee. I don't.
Right.
If anybody wants to put some money down,
right?
Austin Dillon will never make it past the first round because Joey Logano will make sure of that.
That's quite possible.
Or a teammate of Joey Logano or a Ford.
Right.
Or somebody else because...
Yeah, but it's not even that. It's just that he hasn't had that great of a season. I don't think he'd make it anyway, even if nobody does anything to him. Although maybe.
Yeah, but even if luck should shine his way,
right,
it won't.
Right.
It won't now because of that.
Yeah, there's going to be retribution in some way. Mm-hmm,
it's like, meanwhile, you got Bubba, but did Bubba do that? I mean, Bubba's right on the line. Or what's his face?
Boucher or even Chastain.
Or Chastain.
But even though we all know, okay, I'm not saying that Joey Logano and Denny Hamlin are not, dicky drivers. Yeah. I know that they do that too.
Yes, they do.
But this one was like such an obvious. This one was like,
It was like coming in as it was like an airplane hitting somebody. He came in so fast.
It was.
No. I didn't agree with it.
No. Christopher Bell looked great.
Oh, he did.
Until he
told me
speeding penalty on
I'm going to drive too fast through pit road. Did I say row? Pit row.
That's okay.
That's Nashville.
That's Music Row.
Music Row.
Bing, 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 ding, ding, ding. Yeah. So and then that just kind of set him off. I mean, he did get back up there to I think fifth place. I'll look at the standings later.
Right.
He did get back up there, but Bubba Wallace had a good day. He got stage points in both wins, and that put him above the cutoff line.
He did a good day.
He did, but he's only up there by 3 points. And right behind him, Ross Chastain and Chris Boucher are both 3 points below the cutoff line. Right. Oh. So, man, the next couple of races are going to be intense.
It's going to be really something.
I hope they're more intense than this race was early on.
Yeah.
Because that's just like, that was pathetic. But Christopher Bell looked good. These tires played a big part in it. The soft and the hard tires, the options. I mean, because Daniel Suarez kicked butt putting them on early, and he flew right up there. And they kind of all went back and forth with the reds and the yellows. Yeah. And that's kind of how people gained and lost. Martin Truex Jr. What a heartbreaker!
Wait, hold on a second. I'm gonna go get my violin.
I know.
Because it's going to play for Martin.
Honest. And for real.
Seriously, for real. Not even like in a fake, like funny. Just I feel so bad for him.
Me too. Bad things keep happening to him this season.
Yeah. A lot of bad luck.
Yes. And because he was in contention. And then his engine blew up.
Yep. And that's his last time he's going to be there.
Exactly. He's retiring next year.
Yeah.
So it's so sad. He's still in the playoffs, but I don't know. I don't know if he's only 28 points above the cutoff line, I think.
Yeah.
That's no bueno. That's no bueno.
Yeah. He's not too far above it. And it just, anything can happen.
Anything can happen.
Next 3 races, anything can happen.
Yeah. So my honorable mention, Denny Hamlin came in second after Austin Dillon won. Tyler Reddick came in third. Bubba was fourth. Ross Chastain was fifth. Bell ended up sixth, but he had to fight to get there.
Yeah.
Kyle Larson was seventh. Carson Hocevar was eighth. Chase Elliott, I know, right?
Yeah.
Chase Elliott was ninth, and Daniel Suarez ended up 10th.
Okay.
Kyle Busch, who does very good on this track, ended up 12th, which is like...
Not bad. He was doing terrible.
Oh my gosh, Kyle Busch.
But where did poor Logano end up after he got wrecked?
Logano, I think, ended up in the 19th.
19th.
I know.
That dropped him down.
It did. I mean, he
has a win.
Right. He has a win. So he's, so he's all right. But I mean, a win is a win, and that's fine.
But they want to get past that first. They want a little less pressure getting past that first round.
Right. Because when it comes to the playoffs, you might not win. You can get into the fourth round on points. Right. So you want to have as many points as you can, because right now Joey Logano only has 1 win, and that he's 10th.
Yeah.
So it's like you're going to go out in the round of 8. That's right.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't know.
It's going to be crazy.
It is going to be crazy.
It really, really is. So I don't know. I don't know how I feel about Dillon. I mean,
I still feel bad for Joey.
I still feel bad for Joey. I've never been the biggest Austin Dillon fan, but
No.
I mean, I don't hate him. So it's all divided. Some people hate it.
Maybe if it was earlier in the year, like it was like at the beginning of the year and he did that just to get a win.
Possible.
You know,
That's true.
Maybe you'd feel a little, well,
That's
you
true.
know, but since it's getting so close
That's true.
and
Yeah.
these guys, come on. These guys pride themselves on racing clean.
Right.
You know, look what happened with Reddick and Busher earlier in the year. Like Busher
Yeah.
was ready to punch him.
Yeah.
You know, because he like
Yeah.
raced him. He's like, you got a sticker, I don't.
Oh,
And
yeah.
he still don't. And
and that's why I said if that was Chris
and
Buescher,
Reddick felt terrible.
Austin Dillon would have like gotten beat up no matter what.
Exactly.
He would have had his pit crew come with him and grab the baby so that he could beat him up.
Someone would have brought a carriage.
Yep.
They would have put the baby down the carriage and then punched Melonhead. Because it's Austin Dillon, I won't say.
No, because we don't want to be mean to make fun of people's looks.
I know.
But he does have a
He's a Melonhead.
He is. He does.
He's a Melonhead.
He does have a melony head.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Yeah.
So that's how it ended up in Richmond, and so long till next year. You know, next week we're going to go to Michigan, or this week.
Yeah.
This week we're heading up to Michigan.
Yep.
And then we'll go to Daytona.
Yeah.
And maybe we'll catch up with Cooter Mouse in Daytona.
Maybe.
You know,
It's been a while.
It has been a long time.
Yeah.
And I know he's been on, an existential crisis journey. So maybe we'll catch up with him in Florida.
Yeah.
I'm going to see if I can get a hold of him.
All right. You see if you can get.
I haven't been able to pay him, because your tests and your hospital bills.
I know. I'd put my Joey Logano hat on. And I feel like one of those kids, like Jerry's.
Like a Make-A-Wish foundation.
Like a Make-A-Wish. My head like shrunk. I don't, you know what I mean? Like it's like my ears are sticking out and like I have to like adjust it.
It's weird because I don't understand.
Yeah.
People's heads don't shrink. I mean, your chin or your cheeks, but how does your head shrink?
Yeah.
But then again, you did cut your hair.
Yeah.
And you had a lot of thick, full hair for months.
Probably what happened. I
And
probably stretched the hat out.
Yeah. Now we need to get you a new one.
I know. This is like my only NASCAR hat, isn't it? No, I have a Jimmy Johnson.
You have that old ass Jimmy Johnson hat, though.
I don't even think it really, I'm not even throwing it out.
Yeah,
because it was pretty nasty.
We'll look for some.
Yeah.
I know. Yeah. I don't even know what I have. I have a Denny Hamlin hat.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's get some NASCAR hats.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
So let's get a little bit of NASCAR
you got
news.
Some NASCAR news for us?
I mean, not much.
Not too much, but.
Really not much at all.
All right.
Oh, yeah. Oh, and also you forgot to mention that Joey drove into the pit stall.
Oh, yeah. And he might get fined for that.
We haven't seen anything yet.
By the time this comes out, there could be a fine.
That's true.
He went into Austin Dillon's pit stall and he was like burning rubber and yelling out the window, like cursing like he's in bad traffic.
Right. Like he's in Wilmington traffic.
Like he's in Wilmington traffic.
Yeah.
But you know what? He got to give Joey some props because that baby was a decoy.
I feel like you're right.
I think the baby was a decoy because if he did not have a baby, I think Joey would have went up there and started
Do you
the
think
fight.
so, really?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, that's who hands him a baby? Here's a baby.
Well, that was his baby.
I know it's his baby.
But that's true.
But you just won the race. Hold the baby.
You don't see everybody
you just been
holding
like
the
racing
baby.
your butt off, sweating, and you're probably want a drink, not a baby.
Probably.
Can you give me a Coke, not a baby?
You probably smell like piss.
Love you, honey. I love you, dear, and I'll hold the baby later.
Yeah, I know.
But give me the Coke.
You and the baby both smell like a diaper.
Yeah. It's like two diapers. Two diapers passing in the night.
Oh my. Okay, you know what?
But Joey, I'll give him props, Joey. You kept your cool.
Yes.
You didn't beat up a baby.
Nope.
That might have made you the most hated guy. You might have taken the torch from Denny.
Yeah, I think so. You might have.
You might have taken the torch from Denny.
Denny, who got a nice round of booze at his home track.
Yeah, that's nice.
Get over it, people.
Nice roll of booze.
Get over it.
It's just, he's the villain.
You know, though, but for Pete's sake.
I know.
Sheesh.
What are you going to do?
All right, you're right. What are we going to do?
We're going to go to the news.
There's only like one little bit of news. Do you want to just roll it into this?
You want to roll right into the news?
Why not?
Yeah, why not?
I mean, there's one thing.
Okay.
Really, because nothing much else came out yet. Again, we're recording on Tuesday.
That's true.
And, you know.
So right now, we'll hit the news.
Okay.
Sounds good. Okay.
And most of the talk is just about this race.
Right.
Austin Dillon.
Most of the news,
So the only news that I have is that Eric Jones signed a multi-year contract extension with Legacy Motorsports.
To keep losing.
No.
When are those guys ever going to get a win?
No, but hey, Jimmy Johnson shook some. You told me that he shook a bunch up this week.
He actually fired a couple people.
Yeah, and he hired a couple new people. No, we didn't get into it last week because we were talking about your.
Oh, okay. We were talking about my tuma.
Your tuma.
It's a tuma.
It's a tuma.
It's a tuma.
So so we didn't get into that.
Okay.
But Jimmy Johnson cleaned some house, right?
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
I know.
He fired a couple people. His crew chief.
Yeah.
How much we know.
That's right.
I should have it written down, but
I know.
yeah.
But that's all right.
I'd like to see them get somewhere. No question.
I would too. I would too.
He's my boy. I love him.
But let me tell you that Eric Jones actually does good at Michigan.
Oh, good.
Yeah, so we'll see.
Does he do good at Darlington too?
I think he does.
Okay.
I think he does. I haven't looked that far ahead yet.
Okay. No, I know you haven't, but I was just thinking off
the
top of my head. I thought he did pretty good.
Yeah, I think he does.
Yeah.
Here's another fun thing.
Okay.
I love Stenhouse Jr.'s cars because they're fun and they're food because I'm all about that.
Yeah.
And he is driving a Country Crock and Minute Rice car this week. Like
really?
The front of it is Minute Rice and on the side it's a Country Crock.
It's a crock.
I was just going to say, you know what, John? You know what I got to say about Country Crock?
It's a crock.
It's a crock.
It's a crock.
But I do use Country Crock.
Yeah.
Because I got to watch the cholesterol.
Okay.
Although now that I've dropped 20 pounds, I don't know. I got to get some blood work because I don't know what the cholesterol is doing.
Maybe you need some butter.
I need butter.
You need some butter.
I have butter too. I use butter as well.
Yeah.
But I do love that Country Crock Minute Rice car. I haven't seen any other cars yet. Okay. Eric Jones. Eric Jones is such a nice guy, though.
I know.
He's reading a book tonight.
Yeah.
He reads a book every night to kids.
I know. Eric Jones is really cool.
He is
I
really
hope for
nice
him.
guy.
I want to see him get a win.
I know, me too.
I don't want to see him,
stink. I don't want to see him stinking.
I want to see him stinking like a stinking
blinking,
blinking. Like a blinking stinking.
Like a blinking bacon.
Like a blinking, what's that from Rudolph?
It is.
Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer?
Your nose blinks like a blinking bacon.
His nose blinks like a... His butt stinks like a bronco, like a bronco. I don't know.
Oh my God, I love it.
That's
okay,
funny.
It is fun. You know what? It's the mood.
Yeah.
Okay, I got a few things. I'm going to do Who You Like and Why, but I also got people that commented on the show, so I want to do that during Who You Like and Why.
Okay, cool.
Okay?
Oh, that's awesome.
So let's go on to Who You Like and Why.
Who do you like and why coming up next?
Coming up next.
All right.
You know what?
What do you got?
The song never gets old.
The song never gets old.
Who do you like and why?
Who do you like and why?
I do want to say a couple people didn't give me a pick, but they just made nice comments on YouTube, which I appreciate.
Yeah.
Larry Page 4222 said, love the show.
Awesome.
And CDK 225 said, glad to see John back and love the show.
That's awesome.
That touches my heart.
It does.
It really does.
We appreciate it. Seriously.
I really do. Because my family and friends can say how much they like the show or
right.
Or not say anything at all.
Or never say anything.
Some of them don't say anything at all.
Some of them are like, you have a show?
Exactly. But it touches my heart.
It does.
That people actually like it.
Yeah.
I'm
really
glad
cool.
to see that. It really is.
Cool.
Donald, so who do you like and why?
Who do you like and why?
Donald Veal 8135. For Michigan, he likes the 5 and the 17, which y'all know is Kyle Larson and Chris Buescher.
Yeah, I like those two.
I gotta agree.
I have to agree with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Scott Curlis, our buddy.
Okay, Scott.
Of course, is glad to see us back.
Yeah.
Happy to be back.
Yeah.
And he likes all of the Hendrick drivers this week, but he's going with Tyler Reddick.
Tyler Reddick.
I know.
Is he really?
He is.
Tyler Reddick is racing good right now.
I know. He really is.
Good pick, Scott.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Rose, of course, says Kyle Larson.
Yeah.
Which she says she didn't have time to do any research, but it's smart. Kyle
he's
Larson.
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you. I didn't put Kyle Larson in my picks this week because
he'd be there every week if you had to.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm trying to branch out a little more.
Sure.
I had a viewer when we were off for the 3 weeks. I had a listener or viewer, I don't know, who, hold on. I'm so happy to have my cough drop back.
There you go.
Who kind of mentioned that he liked seeing those kind of wild card drivers.
Yeah.
Because the fantasy league that he's in, they can only pick Kyle Larson so many times or Denny Hamlin so many times. So they like seeing the branch out. So what I'm trying to do again.
Right.
Because I used to do that more.
Yeah.
And then I think I fell into a rut, especially during your, from the time you were diagnosed until your surgery.
Yeah.
It was so hard to pick.
Right.
So now I'm back on that.
Yeah.
So again, I mean, I agree with Kyle Larson.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
Because he's really good at this track.
Yeah.
But, like you said, I could pick him him and Denny Hamlin are good at so many tracks.
Yeah.
You could pick him every week.
But now, you know what? The tension being so tight now, it's going to be a little unpredictable. Hard for your job, because what if someone pulls another Austin Dillon Mario Kart smash? And
it is.
You know,
I'm taking that into consideration.
Yeah, you have to.
Because people are going to be racing pretty hard right now.
Yeah, that's very true.
And, we'll see.
See what happens.
We'll see.
Yeah.
So that's it for who you like and why this week. So I think we'll go to my picks
Yeah,
and then we'll wrap up the
next
show.
with your picks.
I am coming up next with my picks.
I can't wait to hear them.
You're not going to join me?
No.
Oh, I kind of miss you joining me for my picks.
You need to go full screen for this.
All right.
You need everybody wants to see you.
I got to suck in my gut and make sure
They don't need me,
I got to make sure I got no lint on me, because now I'm going to have to close up.
They don't need me poking the bear and,
Right. What did they say? I'm ready for my close up, Mr. DeMille.
What's that from? Mommy Dearest?
I don't know if that's Joan Crawford or Betty Davis.
Somebody. I'm ready for
somebody.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Well, let's go to my picks.
Let's see who you're picking.
All right.
While fantasy sports betting can be fun, gambling can be a serious issue. If you or someone you know has a gambling addiction and wants help, call or text the National Problem Gambling Hotline at 1-800-GAMBLER. That's 1-800-GAMBLER. Standard text and data rates do apply. You can also visit them online at ncpgambling.org.
Okay, here are my NASCAR fantasy picks for the FireKeepers Casino 400 at Michigan International Speedway. I'm rambling that off the top of my head because I forgot to write it down. It is the, let's see. We are going to start with Chase Elliott. You wouldn't believe it. When I looked up his stats today, he's been here 13 times in the Cup Series. And one time he had an accident, so he DNF'd. Another time he finished 20th. And another time he finished 11th. Other than that, single digits. He doesn't have a win here, but he has 10 top 10s and 3 top 5s. You got to be kidding me. You know what? He already has a win this season, so he's in the playoffs. But he's the best driver. He's the best driver on this track. And you're going to see that on Sunday. I guarantee it. Next up, Joey Logano, because you know what? He is fantastic in Michigan. 3 wins, 8 top 5s, 18 top 10 finishes. And you know what? He's probably still pretty PO'd. That's not something that leaves you. That's not going to leave you quickly. So he's going to carry that fire and aggression into Michigan, and he's going to ram it down everybody's throat for the win. And last but not least is Ryan Blaney. And I think that Ryan Blaney is going to be the fly in the ointment for drivers who are really trying to win their way into the playoffs, because he's already in. But I think this guy would love to have a second championship, or don't you? So keep an eye on the 12 this week. Look out for your drivers and put them in your fantasy lineup if you think so. Oh yeah, 1 win here, 5 top 5s and 8 top 10s. Now going to my bold picks, I am going to say Chris Buescher. He won here last August to get into the playoffs. And even though he didn't have a great week last week, I think that he's made a couple mistakes that he's not going to make again this week. So with the grit and determination and the pressure on high, look for Chris Buescher to have a really good week in Michigan. I wouldn't have thought it, but then when I looked at the stats here, Daniel Suarez, take into consideration how good he did last week and see if he can ride that hot streak into something even hotter. Single digit finishes the last 2 times he was here. And even though he doesn't have a win, I think it's a good bet that he's going to have a good week. Last but not least, I think Ty Gibbs. We didn't hear much from him in Richmond. He was on the back burner, but he's not going to be this week. He's only been here twice, but both times he finished 10th and 11th. And he's above the cutoff line right now, but I think having a win would give him that buffer he needs to feel more comfortable going into the playoffs. And my honorable mention, although, we talked about Kyle Larson, we could talk about Martin Truex Jr. because he's amazing here too, but my honorable mention this week, and let me tell you, a wild card, Eric Jones. Because you know what? Fresh off the contract extension, and he has good numbers here. Believe it or not, he has good numbers at Michigan. And I would love to see Eric Jones win this week. I doubt it'll happen. But if you need someone to pick, he might give you a top 5. So let me go ahead and run it down again. It is Chase Elliott, brilliant. Joey Logano and Ryan Blaney, brilliant drivers. Bold picks are Chris Buescher, Daniel Suarez, and Ty Gibbs, with an honorable mention to Eric Jones. So everybody, enjoy the race this week. Those are my NASCAR fantasy picks, and I'm sticking to them.
Interact with Holly's Racing Fantasy on YouTube or Facebook. Just search Holly's Racing Fantasy on each to find us. And don't forget to tell us who you like and why every Wednesday before each race. You can comment on the current HRF episode on YouTube or reply to my Monday night post on Facebook. Thanks.
So that's the end of the show.
Yep.
No sexy booth guy. Sorry about that. Nobody.
Actually, there was some, but it was really nasty stuff.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
That's true.
I heard a couple.
Did you really?
When I was sleeping. I'd wake up like, oh. Ooh, and then it was but then it was like,
You're like, that's nasty.
That was too raunchy.
I just want to say, everybody, you can watch qualifying for the Cup Series at 1:20 p.m. Eastern on USA on Saturday.
Okay.
And of course, I was right about FireKeepers Casino 400. Yeah. That is at 2:30 p.m. Eastern on USA as well. Okay. Daytona next week will be on NBC, and then the entire month of September is USA. There's 5 races. They're all on USA. We don't get back to NBC until October.
Wow.
I know.
Okay. That's okay though.
It is okay.
Yeah.
Real quick, keep an eye on the bottom of the order this week. Bubba Wallace is 3 points above. Chastain and Buescher are 3 points below. Ty Gibbs is only 18 points above, and we know how quick that can go. And believe it or not, Martin Truex Jr. is 14th, and he's only 78 points to the good, so he needs a good week. And everybody else has a win. Yeah. Everybody from there up has a win. So those are the guys you want to keep an eye on.
Yeah, for sure. Because like you said,
you don't know.
Anything can happen.
Anything can happen.
Whether not even just somebody doing it to you, but
the car blows
your car.
Up. What are your car blowing up for?
No.
What God.
It's not good for Toyota.
I know.
We're trying to sell cars here.
Yeah. It's true.
I mean, if you were.
It's true.
But I'd be like, if it was like your car on the track and it's like, oh, the Nissan blew up.
Yeah.
You'd be like, oh, geez, well.
I know. What the hell would I do?
What would you do?
I'd be upset.
Yeah.
All right. So
be very upset.
We would be. So everybody, John's doing better. You know what? You're even better than you were a week ago today.
Yeah.
You know?
It's like I hit week number 6.
Yes, which was Monday.
Surgery.
6 weeks to the day.
6 weeks
yesterday,
to the day,
Monday.
And weirdly enough, I started feeling a little bit more human. Just a little more appetite.
Thank God.
Not that I'm eating like crazy, but just things, taste a little better. And
you actually feel like hungry.
Yeah, I actually feel a little bit of hunger. Like, what's that feeling in my stomach?
Mm-hmm.
That's not a gagging feeling.
Right.
It's like, oh, that's a hunger.
Mm-hmm. Incision is looking good.
Yeah.
Glue is peeling off more.
More glue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's good.
Yeah.
It's good. It's
Yeah.
Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord.
Yep.
So we just got a couple more things to get through, and we'll be there. We'll be there. We'll be back on track.
Yeah.
But it's good to be back here, and I'm glad that everybody is here supporting us. And I'm glad to see you all. I hope everybody's having good weather where you are. We just got drowned out. Drowned, Gilbert.
We got drowned.
We got drowned,
Gilbert.
With a deluge of rain.
I mean, seriously, even when Debbie moved out of here,
yes,
we still had here's some more rain.
I think it was worse.
It was worse.
Yeah. Flooded street. I mean, it's ridiculous.
Like we don't even know when to go out to pick up medicine.
No.
We went out, last night because we had to go to Costco.
Yeah.
And it's like the roads were flooded.
Yeah. Thank God we have an SUV.
Yeah. But, I mean, they weren't flooded like you see, like when you say turn around, like
right,
we're not that stupid.
No,
but I mean, it's like
no, but it's just
it's just enough where we are.
Yeah.
There's no rivers or anything.
No. Just getting out of our development.
Just getting out of development because there's poor drainage.
Yeah.
We were driving through. Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's really crazy. So I hope everybody out there is safe.
Yes.
I hope everybody is staying healthy and washing your hands and, be keeping an eye on your health. Make sure you get all your tests that you need to get.
Yeah.
Get some blood work. Get some, check with your doctor. X-rays, whatever you need.
Ultrasounds.
You got to
MRIs.
You got to stay here as long as you can.
Scans.
This life, you got to stay here as long as you can because you got to wait until, see what NASCAR is doing.
Yeah. Or the end of the world.
See how that goes.
Yeah.
Get a front seat to that.
Yeah.
But, we thank you all again.
Absolutely.
And, we will see you back here at the same time next week. It's going to be Labor Day weekend coming up here before you know it.
Not yet.
No, not yet, but 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Labor Day is early.
Yeah.
It's on September 2nd.
Oh, yeah.
What is happening with time? We say this every week.
I know.
We need another podcast.
The world is spinning fast. That is true. If we get another podcast, we'll tell y'all. Yeah, we will. So you can come on and follow us. Yeah. But I hope everybody has a great week. Yeah. We'll see you next week. Enjoy the show and stay healthy, stay safe, and race on. Race on.